This is going to be a replay of a loss on Berlin, but an example of what Arado pilots go through every time they have to fly out and they are confronted by some of the absolute worst matchmaking in the game. Hope you enjoy this show. This is the only really bright spot, this bombing run. I managed to get, I believe, 5 targets, but the problem is this is the only bright spot of the whole match. As I said, 5 targets killed. Now I'm just going to try and get back to base and get a reload of ammunition. I know I can't go to A because there are vulching IL-28s in the area. When was the IL-28 made again? Well, it wasn't during World War II, thank you. This is another one of those wonderful things that Gaijin has done. They've stuck a plane that absolutely outperforms every bomber in its class as far as having firepower. Front and back, not just front, but both directions. So it can not only chase planes down and shoot them, some of them, it can defend itself from attackers coming from the rear, which is why I choose to run. I don't try to get behind them, I just try to outmaneuver and run. At this point, I turned towards some friendlies to see if they would take this guy off my tail. luckily, a 162 comes in and decides to give him the brush off. He's also not the only IL-28 in the area. There is another one vulturing around. I figure now might be a good time to try and go to the base to try and land. And then I find out that nope, not really a good time yet, because somewhere out there there's a MiG-9 playing silly little games. MiG-9, when was that built? 1946 for the early ones? Oh yeah, that was the first flight. When was the Arado made? Oh yeah, first flight, 1943. Gee, operational, mid-1944. Still, 2 years before the piece of trash Russian plane. My only option with guys like this is run. Run, run, run. Outmaneuver, then run, 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 and outmaneuver again. Get myself a little altitude underneath me, because I know hard maneuvers I will lose altitude quickly. There we go. Snap it around. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Let him shoot and shoot by. He goes off into the clouds. Drops down. I'm not where he thought I would be, which is good. He's got this hellacious speed advantage. Misses again. Go into a rolling scissors. He's probably wondering, how can this guy do that? And my savior swoops in with his Horton 229 and saves the day. So, is it safe to land yet? Let's find out. It's a bloody good thing that I took on enough fuel at the beginning of this match to be able to continue flying with all these morons out there trying to kill me. Not having any guns really is a drag, but it really brings you back to life when you have to realize that these guys can kill you quickly. There's that other MiG. He's going to be problematic at best. Try and stay behind him because they can't shoot you from behind. Open the distance, hopefully he'll lose me, lose intent, and go away. Do I think that's going to happen? Not on your life. Scrubbing off some speed to try and come in and land again. Let's see if we can do it this time. And the answer is no, because there's Mr. MiG again. Mr. MiG. I wish he'd just go and die somewhere. How about a close-up of a MiG? Let's see how close we can get before we can hit this guy. Nope, can't quite get there. But we can give this guy a questionable time in the air trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. And he only barely can out-accelerate me. But his top speed is a considerable higher number than mine. And he's got those 3 guns. All 3 of them cannons. And he takes out my 162. Followed by getting shot down over the airfield. Focke-Wulfs tear those things apart. It is so nice to see a good teammate who does his job and kills the harassing enemy. All throughout this match, people were trash talking me in the Arado. And, you know, the funny thing is, none of them who were talking trash could lay a glove on me. Couldn't even get close. They tried, I'll give them that. They really tried. But they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a shotgun from the inside. And we should be rearmed and ready to rumble. And then we get harassment. But we'll see that when it happens. Heli Polly was a royal pain in the butt this whole match. Shadowing me, harassing me, shooting at me, missing, but just continuing to be a pain right in my tail feathers. And another MiG taken out by one of our wonderful defenders. At this point, I'm cautiously optimistic that I might actually be able to do my job, which is bomb targets. And I line up for this heavy tank. Normally I would make 2 or 3 runs at these things, but did not quite happen that way this match. At this point, I've got one of the IL-28s in the area doing harassment while I'm trying to line up on this tank, and it's taking me forever to get into a position where I can go after this thing. He's doing his job and I'm trying to do mine, and the two are mutually incompatible. I line up and I try to come in, and this is where I really get ticked. Spacebar sticks and I get all my bombs dropped off and miss, but don't realize that all of my bombs have dropped off and go around for another pass with nothing on board. Beautiful lineup on him, and there's nothing on board to drop on him. So now I've got to run for home. And at this point, I'm very, very, very upset. Mostly with my equipment, my keyboard, for dropping all my bombs at once, to the point of nearly destroying my keyboard while I'm in game. But I get myself back under control and head back for base. I am not going to Airfield A. Airfield A would be a huge mistake. Go back to the main base, because at least the main base has got AAA around it. And it's really not that far to get there. And another of those MiG-9s shot down by our valiant 190s. Sherman Ford did some pretty good work this match. Scrubbing off speed to come in for a landing again. We'll see if we can get down and get rearmed. See that dot right there? Right there. That's that IL-28. That IL-28. The one that wants to catch me on the field. Like I said, he has been a pain in my butt the whole match. He's been trying and trying to get me. Let's just see what happens. I apply power back to the engine. Rear back. And because I'm light, I get up off the ground while he's shooting and snake between the buildings. And he's firing ineffectually like the Limp Biscuit that he is. At this point, after he's been taunting me, I say, "And again, you missed me, loser." It seems that landing at this airfield is not a smart move, because for some reason nobody could hit that stupid IL-28. Of course, the IL-28 couldn't hit me either, so there. I decided going for base A might be a good idea, going in the opposite direction of the IL-28 as he was running away from the airfield in the following FW-190. I figured get in, get landed, get some bombs, go out to the attack, but by this time the match is over. We've lost. Five ground kills, anti-mech, 7,000. Hardly worth it, but it was a match. I survived, and a lot of MiGs didn't. Thanks, folks. Have a good time. See you in the air.